In this final movie of the Illustrator module, we're going to talk about saving your artwork, and there are lots of ways to do that in Illustrator. The first of which is to just simply take the artwork you've created and put it into a library that you can easily use later on. So let's take a look at how to do that first. Let's select this graphic here, and we're going to go over here to the Libraries panel. And don't worry the fact that these are called untitled documents. I saved them that way to give you an idea of what it would be like if you had been working on these three documents all along and you just forgotten to save them. We'll fix those names in just a minute. So what we're going to do is select this piece of artwork. Inside of our Libraries panel, we're going to create a new graphic. And we do that by selecting the object here on screen. And you can see here that everything inside of my Libraries panel is currently grayed out. But if I drag this over, I can drop it on and I can automatically put it in there. And let's just call this, by double clicking on it, let's just call this cover artwork. So that's going to be the front and back cover artwork that we have for our particular menu design that we're working on in this case. Now, let's go over to Untitled 12. Same thing here. This is the inside page that we're going to be working on here. So we're going to go ahead and select everything on the page. And we're going to add this as a graphic when this highlights. So we'll add that in. There we go. And we'll just call this inside page like that. And here's a little bit of a different one that has a bleed that only goes around the outside like so. You can see this one here. The bleed only went around the left edge. So this one is actually inside page left. So let's go ahead and change that up. So inside page left. Let's go over here. And so this one is going to meet in the middle, obviously. And we'll call this one select all. Here we go. Inside page right. So that's the right side, the left side. And now let's take a look at how we would save these out. So let's say, for instance, this one right here, we just wanted to save it out as a regular Illustrator file to place into InDesign or something else. Go to the File menu, choose Save As. This time I'll go out to my desktop, and I'm just going to save this as cover. Make sure Illustrator is set as my format down there at the bottom, and I'll hit Save. It's going to come up with this dialog box that asks you the different options you want to save with. You can save back in the legacy format, so if you're saving this back to somebody who has Illustrator CS6, CS5, CS4, etc., you should know that when you're choosing these older formats that you may get an error when you're opening this up again because it has been saved with older parameters. You will also lose some of the newer functionality like the smart shapes and live shapes that Illustrator has currently, so you just need to be aware of that ahead of time. Once you've set up everything you want in here, just go ahead and hit OK, and that creates that new file. You can see it takes on the file name. This next one here, let's save this out as a PDF. So we'll go to the File menu, choose Save As. This time we'll choose PDF from the drop-down list, put it on the desktop, and we'll call this inside_left and hit Save. The PDF options dialog box has lots of different things to pay attention to, but the main thing you need to worry about is the preset. First one being high quality print. So is this going to a printer? High quality print may be the answer. The PDF X standards right here, X1A, X3, X4, your printer will be able to tell you whether or not these are something that he is looking for. They may also tell you that they have their own specific PDF profile that they want you to load and use. If so, make sure that they are able to walk you through installing that particular profile. If not, then saving as one of these should be a secondary option. You can also save as press quality, which is another high quality print, or smallest file size, which is what you use when you're proofing for the web. So let's just say the client wants to see the inside page layout and they want us to send it to them via email. Smallest file size is probably the way to go. So we hit Save PDF. And it says the transparency blend space doesn't match the destination color space in the output panel. To avoid appearance changes in the PDF, click Cancel and choose the destination color space that matches the document color space. Basically what's happening here is we're saving this out as a PDF that has an RGB color space. The document itself is CMYK color. So it's just warning us that there might be some color shifts happening in here. If you're okay with that, just hit OK. If not, you can click Cancel. To fix this, you would go into something like high quality print, save PDF, and you don't get that issue coming up. Finally, you may also want to save something for the web, something very quick, just an image file. In order to do that, go to the File menu, choose Save for Web. In the Save for Web dialog box, you'll see the preset drop down up here. You want to save things out of Illustrator usually as a JPEG or a PNG file. If you're saving as a GIF file, it's not going to be the most desirable results, especially if you're using complex colors and gradients and things like that. So I recommend JPEG, or PNG files. Let's go ahead and just choose JPEG high, hit save, and then we'll put this out on the desktop. We'll call this inside_right, and there we go. So now I have saved this one out as an Illustrator file. This one has been saved as a high-quality PDF. This one is still an untitled document, but we've saved out a web comp version of it, and we've also added all of these graphics to our library, making it easy for us to find any version of this that we might want to implement in any project we might have.